The air was thick as they walked. Everyone was damp after they'd been forced to run in the rain, some sort of blackened monster chasing after them. Sawyer honestly just wanted one good night's sleep with his group. Hazel was currently a few feet ahead, talking in low whispers to Leo. Felix was walking beside him, squinted eyes glaring at their heels. You know, don't start. Hazel's already gonna lecture me. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't do anything wrong. Felix's jaw was set in a stubborn way, a purple bruise beginning to form under it. I wasn't gonna give you a lecture, Felix. I just wanted to talk. About what? Sawyer felt his gut do a somersault. Felix may have been young, but he certainly had glaring down to a science. Your power? Felix added a raised eyebrow to his glaring. I know that's kind of tangentially related to... He paused to gesture at the air. This whole thing, but you said it sort of had a mind of its own, right? Felix nodded suspiciously. Well, mine does too. I mean, probably not in the same way as yours, but it certainly acts without me wanting to a lot. Sawyer tried not to look at the spot above Felix's head where a small black timer was ticking down. He didn't want to know how much time any of his traveling companions had left. He honestly didn't know why he was so insistent on showing him this. So, Felix said pointedly, so I just wanted to let you know that I get it, and we can find a way to deal with it that doesn't cause so much conflict. I thought you said you weren't going to lecture me. I'm not, I swear. I'm not going to tell you to apologize or... Sawyer felt his voice catch in his throat as he caught a glimpse of the full timer for the first time, which read in stark black letters, 1 day, 2 hours, 3 minutes. That was... He looked at the others. Hazel's wasn't much better. 1 day, 1 hour, 58 minutes. Leo's was worse. 1 day, 1 hour, 30 minutes. What the hell? You okay, Sawyer? Hazel, he called, ignoring Felix's query. Do you mind if we change directions? Hazel paused to furrow her brow back at him. Why? We've been going straight for a while. If we're still being followed, it'll make us easy targets. She nodded, seeing his logic, and turned sharply to the left. Immediately, the numbers changed, glitching before the timer vanished. He ignored the sense of accomplishment he felt, knowing that if he turned to look back, the same dark figure would be there holding out his hand, the silent question of, don't you want more? Lingering. Instead, he turned back to Felix. My power gives me a sense for these sort of things. Dangers and the like? Why didn't you just tell Hazel that? It's better not to rely on any of our powers too much, and logic can work just as well in situations like this. Felix looked like he was mulling that over before he turned back. I guess. So how does it work? My power? Yeah. A little to get a little... Well...
It's a magical, mystical time. It's anecdotal adventures.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of City of Mist Kingmakers. I'm your Master of Ceremony, Ashley, and these are my players.
I'm Cassidy, and I'm playing Matthias, the Rift of Typhon.
Tele, and I'm playing Adalaie, the Rift of Nemesis.
I am Sonya. I'm playing Emma, the Rift of Athena.
Hello, I'm Simon. I'm playing Aron, whose Rift is King David.
I'm Celina. I'm playing Mara Galanis, the Rift of Hades.
And where we last left off, you guys saved a circus. You guys saved some people's lives and faced, literally, some of your worst fears. Well, Adalaie sat and babysat on the card like the responsible grandmother that she is. Let's get right back into it. We are on the card. You earned 50 crowns and a poultice of wound closure for your trouble, and you have the rest of the night, pretty much, to get to Outram, the next town. What do you guys do? Sleep, presumably, for everyone that's not Mattie.
Yeah, it's nighttime, right?
Yeah.
I'm asleep.
Been resting all day.
Can I...
Sleep or not?
So I'm sitting on my bed and I'm about to go to sleep. Can I call a flashback?
Absolutely.
Starting with a flashback. Okay.
Because it's gonna make a lot more sense as to why I wasn't as phased to the death. Do you want to describe it? Because you'd probably be better at doing it.
I can give you the opening narration, but flashbacks are all you guys.
Okay.
So, Mara, you're thinking back to the events of today. You're sort of pondering everyone else's reaction to blood and viscera, and you think right is pulled back to a time when you might have reacted like that to all that horror. And what do we see as the flashback begins?
I am in a very dark place, very confused as to where I am and what is going on and how I got there. And I see my parents, but I also see some horrifying things because I'm in the underworld.
There are monsters prowling around you, horrifying even to look at. Creatures that if you fully looked at, if you fully tried to take in the appearance of, you would go crazy. Your parents, literal apparitions, are feet away from you, and there is a throne a bit farther down with a figure that is hazed out from the audience's view. We can't see what they look like sitting on the throne. Glowing blue eyes stemming through this fog. It is not your time, Gulunus. And we hear that in the flashback ends.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you, for that flashback, I'm going to give you a juice.
Yeah.
So take that and do without as you will later.
Every time you say juice, I just think of Lizzo's song, I'm Sorry.
Anyway.
So I still have that one mental thing.
We're going to rest through the night, which is like a montage, so you can recover from your last activity if you have a status left.
Awesome. That's what I'm gonna do.
But people go to sleep, recover from the day's travel. But Adalaie, you said you weren't sleeping, and Matthias, you never sleep. Cades and Aron are still up as well.
I'm gonna take off my wet clothes and like hang it over the edge of the cart and just like kind of cradle Ezekiel as close as possible and just like,
You saw some shit, didn't you?
shh, don't want to talk about it. Now's not the time
You know,
to talk about it. Not a good
Cades
time.
leans forward. They all felt heart-rending fear.
well, damn.
I mean, I don't know exactly what they all experienced. I felt nothing, but that doesn't surprise me. It was a mage that did everything, and human magic has always been less effective on Fae. Familiars too.
I appreciate you watching him.
You're welcome.
And the rest of the ride sort of continues in silence. Zorni takes about half of the night to get to Outram. But the sun is rising. By the time you get there, it's been a long, long night. You've encountered, remember back to the beginning of the night where you encountered the revered songstress and heard the full prophecy. Remembered the dead body of the knight that was shot in the head. You remember all these things you've experienced as you arrive in the town of Outram. A very quaint place. It's the last city along the forest on your travel. So this is the last town that you will have mouse luck in.
Aww.
Unfortunately, he can only reach you to the ends of the forest. So keep that in mind. Once you leave Outram, mouse luck, no longer a story tag. But you pull up to the stairs of this town's holy cathedral for the Court of Stars. And Aron starts gathering stuff, and you guys make your way inside. The door opens, and you are immediately met with the sharp, inquisitive gaze of Mary Kate. Finally, what took you guys so long? We've been waiting here literal hours.
We had to take down a mage.
How many hits?
Carefully put Ezekiel down.
Unlike you, we didn't have a flying creature. A person who could turn into a flying creature.
Oh, that's fair. Jasper's power is the most useful. The most useful.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the most useful.
Walk straight up
my
to Mary
owl
Kate.
at this town now?
Yeah.
My scout owl? Nice. I bring it to me and I feed it.
Jasper and everyone are still asleep. I didn't sleep tonight because I knew you were going to come, so I stayed up to wait for you.
I give her a hug.
Sleep is for the weak. Oh! Hey, Matthias! And she awkwardly back pats you.
I pat her on the head, and then
She is much shorter than you, yeah. Oh, hi, Ezekiel!
Nice to see another familiar face.
Yeah, I'll go wake everyone up. I'm super hyper. I've drunk like seven cups of coffee since I got here.
That's not healthy.
Sleeps for the week. Anyway.
I'm gonna high five her when she says that.
She high fives you back. Oh, and I also should introduce you to Holy Sister Sarah. She's somewhere around here, runs the place. Though granted, she might also be still asleep, because some people have
Let the Holy Sisters sleep.
schedules. But I'm gonna get everyone else up. Hey Ezekiel, you wanna help me? You wanna help me by jumping on people?
I put him down.
No.
Yeah! And Ezekiel and Mary Kate run off to go wake everyone else up, and eventually the sort of off-put, somewhat grumpy, but, you know, considering because it was a tiny child that woke them up, and also Mary Kate, who, it's very hard to say no to Mary Kate.
I can't imagine why.
Comes down the forms of Jasper, Layla, Autumn, and Ryan.
Nice to meet you guys again. God, it's been forever.
Looks like we both seen shit.
Yeah. This world is weird.
Have you encountered the
Also, we
light-eating
fought
squirrels?
bandits.
Oh yeah?
We fought shadowlings and a mage.
We've seen shadowlings around, but we tried to avoid them because they're supposedly super contagious or something.
I'm gonna reveal shoulder wounds.
It's gone.
Oh.
She was bitten.
Aron healed it.
Never mind.
I was
I
stabbed at
got
one
bit
point.
by a deer.
Autumn Snickers.
At least I didn't get stabbed. I'm gonna point to Aron.
Wait, one of you got stabbed?
Yep.
Even I think.
You guys sound like you had a crazy adventure. Pulls up a chair around the round table in the corner. Tell me everything. Not all at once, come on. And Jasper lightly touches Mary Kate on the shoulder. Maybe they look tired from nights on the road. Maybe you should give them some space. Fine, whatever. For now. We'll be traveling together to the capital, right? So I'll have time to pull all your stories out of you.
Will this quell your
Also,
curiosity?
she, brings a finger around to Jane and Emma. I knew it! Called it! Ha!
What?
Called what?
That you two have powers!
When? Where? How would you know?
I have a sense for this sort of thing. Also, Jane is the most unsubtle person maybe ever. And you
Agreed.
are always with her. Which means you are unsubtle by relationship.
I guess.
I'm gonna.
Also,
walk
I knew Kai was the Rift, and he hangs around with you too, so.
the sketchbook that I'd been using for Mara, and you're also a curious mind, and I will put it on the table.
Creatures! And she reads it.
Yes, the light-eating squirrels.
Light-eating squirrels.
I look at Mattie angrily. That was our thing. Nobody else should be able to see.
I'm
Why would
sorry,
you
and
give
I
it to
will.
somebody.
I will close it in Mary Kate's hands. And
No
take it back.
information!
I'm sorry, and I will put it back in my bag. By my bag, it's Ezekiel's Paw Patrol backpack.
You
or something.
notice that when Mary Kate read the book, she flipped it. Like, she literally skimmed through the pages really quickly. And she says, "Oh no, my book!" But in that way, it's like, oh no. Whatever will I do? It's not like I have special rifty powers.
I think she has special rifty powers.
You just
Mary
Mary
Kate, what
Kate.
exactly is your powers?
Oh, well, I mean,
Information? Memory?
isn't it polite to tell other people your powers before you ask them your own? You know?
I think you already have an idea of what mine are, don't you?
No, I know you have them. That doesn't mean I know you have that owl thing.
Yep,
But
called
that's
a scout. Which reminds
But, like-
me, hey, Kate,
yes.
do you mind pointing me towards where the next news group is?
Am I getting more lollipops out of this?
Maybe.
Two.
Depends on the quality of your work.
How good is your work?
And he points to the Moradol. Well, they still haven't sent a message there telling them that we are coming eventually. Maybe it would be smart to go there next.
Moradol, that's nearby?
The Moradol, the big tree,
Oh, yeah.
where a lot of your friends are staying.
And that's the next nearest group?
Yes, the others appear to be moving quite fast. Southward. The one
All
group
right, then.
just did a sharp turn to the left, to the east.
Adalaie gives him 3 lollipops.
I am so gratified by this.
So we can either try and catch the people who are moving, or hit the people who are stationary.
Hit the people who are stationary, I think, is the best bet.
What
now.
are you?
That's,
And Mary
who's
Kate
that?
goes up to Cade's.
That's not very nice, Mary Kate.
You don't ask
Hey.
people why they're that.
That, a
Well, I
pink
mean,
butterfly man.
We're Kingmakers. It's only fair. You already know that, though. So, explanation, please?
He's a fact.
Familiar. Faye. I'm not going to elaborate.
He's
I start writing a letter saying, oh, we're going to the capital and then heading to the giant tree thing.
But I guess my powers make me really good at whatever I want to do.
that seems
Interesting.
like cheating.
Sounds like a Mary Sue.
I know who that
I
is.
can pick up a sword and know how to sword fight. Although as soon as I drop the sword, I don't know how to sword fight anymore. There are limits, of course. Every power has its limit. And I can give suggestions here and there to make people do my bidding if I want them to. Though that is a significantly less useful power. If you want to think something done, my opinion is you should do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, of course, you're embarrassing a bandit. Of which case.
Bandits. Sounds awesome.
It was so novel. I felt kind of bad for them. Luckily, they're on to better things now.
What? He'll
Wait, does Kate realize the tension between Mattie and, because he still has that one question.
They haven't talked to each other yet. Not yet.
They're looking
But
at each
thank
other.
you for reminding.
You're welcome.
Dude! Why?
No, because you made me a Jane. I'm not holding that back.
Yeah, you can't talk.
This
So
is my revenge.
behave.
But Jasper goes into the kitchen area of this court and comes back with like tea for everyone. Making myself acquainted with their kitchens. And he sets down some tea. Though, Mary Kate, you might have been a little distracted at the time. We have met another familiar. We have? Where? He's asleep. Up in the courtrooms? I'm sorry, the last night has been a blur. Coffee, and more coffee, and a little too much coffee. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my only excuse. I'm not the most attentive sometimes.
So you actually need to sleep?
That puts her to sleep.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I need sleep. I just never get it. Woo! And I refuse to get any more. I'm running on coffee. I can do it. I'm fine.
Again, not healthy. Can I use tactful persuasion?
Would you like to convince her to go get some rest?
Yes. If that
Okay.
doesn't work, I'm using Candy of Multiple Sensations.
Okay, so why don't you
You
roll
can
me a
use
convince
both.
check? Yeah, these are power tags that you can add to the convince.
Okay. Tiny dice. Three, so 6.
And what are you
Plus
adding to the convince?
The look. Because I said so.
God, your checks are so good.
Angel of Justice, because you need justice to be sleep.
And the tactful persuasion.
Yep.
Okay, you're fine. You're good. She sighs, rolls her eyes, but she does put down the cup of coffee she has been clutching in her hands. I'm not going to be able to sleep till this wears off, but I will try.
I can fix that.
I
That
will try.
sounded very threatening.
It did sound threatening. It did sound very threatening. I'm going to try to go get some sleep, though. That could just be my sleep battle brain talking.
Yeah,
And Mary
would you-
Kate slumps on like a bench nearby, doesn't even make it to the bedroom, and she's out.
I'm gonna turn to this. Should I? She probably wants a bed, right? Right?
Leave
Touch me and I stab you.
You can try. I'm gonna pick her up and take her to a bed.
Roll me a face danger.
That's amazing.
12.
Oh my gosh.
A knife does materialize in her hand. It
Stab
misses
me.
you. It misses you because she's really asleep. But the attempt is there.
Yeah. And
And you realize that she's wearing like the gowns of medieval, and in the like folds of the cloth, she has stashed a bunch of like tiny weapons that could be used.
Oh.
I just plop her. I like literally drop her in the because she tried to stab me. So I like put her over a bed and then literally drop her.
I told you not to.
And then I also tuck Ezekiel in and then head back downstairs.
Just throw a blanket over her head.
I yeet a pillow at her and
The power tag
She
you?
catches it like she's an expert at catching pillows and goes to sleep.
can you imagine that? I'm making a story tag. Expert at catching pillows.
One of her tags is just it's one of her abilities to be good at anything that she sets her mind to.
Catching pillows is one of those things.
Only one thing at once, though. Can't multitask.
I'm a champion of pillow throwing and catching. I'm an unstoppable force.
Pillow fight champion.
I can throw pillows, and the pillows break the sound barrier, and I use pillows as weapons.
Yeet.
But Jasper, Layla, Ryan, and Autumn are awake and downstairs.
Mattie, if you throw something hard enough, do you think it could break the sound barrier?
I can break. No, I can't. I don't think so. The sound barrier is a speed thing, not a
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
If you throw
I
something,
think so.
you I mean,
But if you
I
throw something
threw
fast
it
enough,
hard enough, and then gave it an extra oomph with my other abilities, maybe.
we should try
Let's
that
try it
sometime.
right now.
We are not trying that right now.
Right here, right now.
Loud
Yeah.
and
Anyway,
disruptive.
should we
I write the letter in
share
from my owl.
abilities, catch up with each other? Jasper.
Maybe not.
leans forward.
Maybe tomorrow.
No, we
You-
We're
can.
not all.
You guys all slept on the cart. It's morning now.
We can do it
Oh,
now.
true.
I can still
Yeah.
sleep. You underestimate his abilities.
All right. Which one do you want?
Should share now and get it over with.
A summary of different abilities, so we all know where we're at. I'm assuming you've all shared with each other. We have. We did that early to know what we'd be safe traveling with.
Yeah, we maybe did it a little later than we should have. But
Yeah.
Layla shrugs next to Jasper. Being secretive is fine too.
I want to turn into my chimera.
Not Tim again.
Shape-shifting, touche. Jasper says, raising an octopus arm with a cup before turning it back to a human's and drinking his tea.
I
well,
nodded.
that's like
You're back.
a lot more than I thought. I thought it was just little things that you could do, but no, he's
Like
completely
changing your
different.
tattoo
Yeah.
every so often.
Oh no,
That
that
was
was
like-
just for fun. I can do a lot. My shape-shifting ability is very powerful. Of course, it has some side effects, but nothing too worrying.
Like get your arm stuck as a bison or
No, I just can never fully turn back.
Side effects may include.
so do you have like one suction cup in your armpit or something?
No, no, my skin will be a little more viscous than usual. They're small things. Like if I use my transformation to turn into a giant bird. My bones are lighter now. And they will be until I turn into something else. Only one side effect at a time, fortunately.
Interesting. If you turn into like a cheetah or something and you try to turn back, you just become faster. Like that could be beneficial.
No, they're never beneficial to me.
Little
They're
tiny
usually
bit tail.
they are usually more along the lines of my eyes will stay like a cat's. Small visual
Well, you
things.
have like the stamina of a cheetah, so you can run for like a second. Then
What,
can
you
run
didn't
for
think
more.
that I'd come into the library slightly taller and slightly shorter every day just for fun? I did the tattoo thing for fun, because that was amusing. But my shape-shifting powers do have slight side effects that change my appearance in relatively small ways.
Oh.
At what point did you have to turn into like a mouse? Just so you have to be
There
short.
are lots of uses.
At what
for
point did
being
you?
a
So
mouse.
many pranks, you have no idea.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just because I am professional in my library does not mean I cannot maintain a life of mischief elsewhere.
And that's
Oh,
why.
that reminds me, this book, I haven't returned it yet. I didn't get the chance to. Here you go.
Thank you.
Now's not the time.
I appreciate
It's
the
so bad.
thought.
The about a billion times you could have done this beforehand. Why'd you bring it with you then? Wait, why was it with you to begin with?
I had to read something on this book.
Aron, do you have overdue library books on you right now?
No.
There's
I
no
know.
way you don't. You literally have a backpack full of books.
Yeah, I own.
One of them has to be a library book.
I don't take out library books. It goes against everything I stand for.
What is it that you stand for?
I have my own books I bring with me.
Adalaie pulls out, well, materializes really, her spike king of truth.
I love that even your mythos powers are old lady themed.
She's gonna poke him with the spike.
I don't know why that wouldn't be true. I probably wouldn't bring the library books.
Yeah,
with me on a-
Aron, you've been established that you like going to bookstores rather than libraries.
Yeah, I
You've
know.
read everything in the library twice. You don't need to.
I don't need to bring it with
You've
me.
run
I
out.
could write a new one.
Alright, fair enough.
You dare challenge my powers.
I mean,
Mattie,
did
I
you
make
did you happen to check where those books came from? Like, did you go to like used bookstores or
just go to a bookstore. What?
you go to used bookstores or you
Where-
go to
were any of them potentially library books before you possessed them?
I don't know what they were before I got them. They're mine now.
Did you see any library tags on them?
I think
No.
we're getting off topic here.
Yes, we
I
are.
know I have library books with me.
No, abilities. We're talking about each other's
Oh.
abilities.
No, I would say that since I said
Jasper interrupts.
Since I said I could probably write my own, I make a glowing version of one of the library books and hand it to him. Make sure this is right. Does this look like...
I can't read it, but
If you squint, you can.
thank you for the effort as well. And he stacks it in front of us.
Aron, why don't you give him a pair of sunglasses?
That would
be counteractive.
Most counterintuitive
that would do
thing
more harm
ever.
because the light's closer to your eyes.
I was being sarcastic. I'm not that dumb.
Autumn says to that, well, you never know.
Hey, that's not...
I think they would be useful.
What?
The
What?
More than you.
literal sunglasses. I think.
Oh, like those anime shows. Just with the...
Anyway,
I
I suppose you know my shape-shifting ability, and I've seen you summon some things. But my other ability, perhaps much more useful. And do any of you... Yeah, Mattie, you would have active signs of your powers at all times. I don't know why I asked this. He waves his hands and that disappears. You look like a normal person.
I hate it. Turn it back.
Relax. I can manipulate the forces that be,
Wait,
that hide your powers from other people.
Wait, can you modify the glowiness of my stuff? Think of it.
Because it's magic, I could make them disappear.
Oh.
Make other people not see them. They'd still be there.
Wait, he makes them invisible.
Wait.
I can also, of course, take away the mist, but that's not supremely helpful in an environment where there's not any.
Wait. So
Make my owl invisible?
you meet to get this. I'm curious now. Who'd you meet to get this?
Just my powers?
Yeah. Who'd you meet? Because I'm curious.
Oh, are we sharing story names then?
We.
Well, Miss Adalaie, may I ask you to go first since you were sharing?
Nemesis.
And Nancy.
A Nancy?
Yes, a story keeper in mythology.
Oh, that's dope.
That's useful.
That's pretty neat.
Yes. It is certainly useful, though I don't use it very often. After all, the mist tends to work out better for me, and I like to see which rifts are better at hiding the fact that who come to the library that I'm changing every day. I could make it boring and make it seem like nothing is happening to me at all.
That'll just make people more curious at what you changed.
If they knew. The thing is, I can use my powers to make it look like I never do. Who wants to go next? Me and Miss Adalaie have.
I can do fire stuff, and I scream inhumanly loud, and I'm a little stronger than average. A lot stronger than... I'm very strong.
And we're sharing Rift name. Did not hear that at all.
Hyphen.
And Layla pushes aside some of her very dark hair and looks at the group. I suppose I'll go next.
Hold on, let me find her in my list of people. Right? Here it is. Okay, continue.
My power can also give me super strength, and I can temporarily lend it to others. And I can also, not a particularly pleasant ability, but I can sort of make you very mad.
Mad in what way?
Whatever way you're construing the word for. Angry, insane, I can do both.
Hey, I'm gonna gesture to Cades.
I mean, I can do laughter. I can technically do mania too, but get each other. And my rift is that of Alania.
Interesting.
I need to Google really quick.
Hey, Mattie wouldn't know that. But if you're curious about what it is, go ahead. Who wants to go next?
How about one of the girls?
Jane will go, and she will share honestly and truthfully about the things that she has. Executive decision, and then Autumn will offer to go next. As I flip through my binder quickly. Well, most of my powers revolve around well, manipulation would be putting it lightly. I have an unreadable mind. Literally unfathomable.
Want me to test that? You want me
Sure,
to test that?
You can try.
I try.
You're thinking of the number 4.
Oh, I have to roll. Right? I have to roll.
You can't. She literally has an unreadable mind. Like, it's not there when you try to.
She has no mind.
You have no mind.
Apparently that's what I feel like to mind readers, I guess.
No, she should probably.
How do you learn?
Because I do actually have a brain. I'm just my powers.
Are you sure you have a brain? 'Cause it doesn't feel
I'm pretty
like
sure I have a brain. I'm pretty sure I can think and talk. My muscles can move.
That could be
Not used to that.
From a scientific, whether or not mind and brain separate concepts. Maybe I don't have a mind. I do have a physical brain though. And I can, to put it shortly, manipulate anything to do with love.
That sounds
Who is
Cupid.
this, Autumn?
Cupid.
Yep.
Cupid.
Not Cupid. Close though, is from Greek mythology, a little lesser known. Inks, she is a nymph that made the love potion.
Wait, what's the name again?
Inks, Iyns.
Hey, Greek mythology as well. Agree and Jane. And Mattie. And Tele.
There's a lot of us from Greek mythology.
Hold on. Information people.
Who wants to go next?
How about Mara goes?
Alright. I mean, I don't want to tell you my powers, so.
Oh yes, we don't know where your rift comes, where your abilities come from. What story? You haven't told us yet.
How about I don't tell you?
Alright. Take your time.
How?
It's
Although
kind
the three-headed
dangerous.
dog was kind of familiar.
No, this one.
Yes, Mattie?
This is his MC question. Would I know this one?
I mean, we've discussed.
Three-headed dog is Cerberus. It's not that hard to figure out where it goes from there.
Yeah.
Because technically, my rift is the father of Cerberus.
No. Wait, does that mean Cerberus is really nice to you?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Maybe Cerberus really hates his dad.
Yeah, maybe his daddy issues. I don't know.
But if you are uncomfortable sharing Mara, then we will keep Mary Rift private until farther notice. That way we are even in sharing.
Starting to poke Mara with the truth cane.
Mara's asleep in a different room. But Ryan goes, well, I'll go next then. Well, my abilities, if I can find them, come from a Lamasu, and they make me really good at protecting things. I should probably specific than that. I can like give you strength, make you super durable. I can fly sometimes. I can make other people fly.
Has anyone ever called you Flex State?
And I can like when you fly, you get really flashy goldy wings, and they can make light and stuff.
Ooh, guardian angel.
Close. That's what my rift does.
Well, mine I found of Athena. I can read minds. I can pick up memories from objects and people. I can talk to people in their minds. I do it to everyone to say hi.
Except Autumn.
Except Autumn. She's out of the loop.
That's the disadvantage of unreadable mind, is you also can't. Telepathy doesn't work.
I can create stuff. I just make a little stone ball in my hand. I made my clothing too.
Oh, that's such a cool power, Autumn says, and like looks over at the clothing, and it's so cute too.
Thanks. I took up sewing in my free time, so it kind of helps. I have a scout, the owl that I just found you with. And I can cause distractions.
That's not you have some mighty useful powers there.
Quite useful.
And Aron is the only one that hasn't shared yet.
Are we doing the rift things?
Yes.
Well, I guess everyone already knows I can make things appear, but they all like to glow aggressively. I mean, if you want just random items, and they're all just absurdly just glowing. I can also, at least for a small amount of time, make myself effectively impervious to most weaponry, so that's pretty nice.
First time you revealed that, hey, throw this spear at me.
Hey, do it again. I make another spear. Try to attack this person.
Okay, I throw the spear at him.
And bounces off. Embeds itself in a wall.
Oh.
Maybe don't play with sharp objects inside. Jasper removes it from the wall.
Random time. I don't really know how these things work. You just kind of evaporate eventually, I think.
I hope so. We toss a lot of cages in those woods. It'd be awkward if they were still there.
Context. Like everyone's like, what?
Well, we've caught each other up on our rifts, so what do we want to do next? We are heading out of the capital, right? To get, what did you say, permission to get back into the big forest?
Yes. We have money for supplies now, so we don't need to rely on the Shadow Hunter Knight.
We got, Jasper opens up like a coin purse to reveal a purse full of coins as well. We got paid per head of bandit that we captured.
How much do you have?
Around 30 crowns.
That's 50 crowns, so 80 crowns total for supplies. If you
That
guys are
and we
willing
have
to
a
pool.
Thing.
We're willing to pool, obviously. We're all in this strange situation
We're all
together.
in this together.
Oh, college students. And their obsession with High School Musical.
High School Musical was amazing, and you cannot argue with it.
Seconded. That was a really good movie, Brian says.
I can argue against it.
No, you can't.
Not my favorite.
I can also argue against it. Maybe it's because we're not from the generation that grew up
Maybe
with that
it's
movie.
not your favorite, but it's good.
No.
That's debatable.
Arguable at best.
Aron,
Yeah.
don't mess this up for us.
Okay.
Mess it up for them.
It is.
High School Musical was the jam.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe not for you guys, but it was the jam for us.
Yeah.
We kids grew up when
It gave me a very skewed
or like
view
much
of American
we
schools.
argue the same.
really think high school was like that?
Well, parts of it similar to that. Not the singing part, obviously.
Better than High School Musical.
Oh, I wish you thought the singing part was real. That'd be the funniest thing, to go to America thinking everyone in the school's gonna break out in song and you like start a dance number and everyone's looking at you weird.
My school did have flash mobs when I was in high school.
Oh yeah, that was a whole thing.
What school did you go to?
It's kind of like a meme in like 2012-ish. I mean, not to say they were good flash mobs, but they were there.
They were, yeah. They were.
They tried real hard.
We should go in supplies. We don't have to worry about food. I'm pretty sure we can ask the Holy Sisters for some extra food. But what other
They seem to
supplies
love
would we
to
need?
give us a lot of food.
Oh my god, so much food.
So much.
Well, we shouldn't spend our money frivolously. We shouldn't buy things unless we need them.
Maddie's gonna
Your own cart.
and then hand the 50 crowns to Jasper.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment of you thinking I am responsible with money.
You're a teacher.
Take the 50 crowns back and then like look around and then hand it to Adalaie.
Thank you.
That almost might be worse. I'm just thinking of like Jasper with his 40 crowns and Adalaie with the 50 crowns and the things they're gonna buy together.
Oh gosh.
Hey, I went through 3 recessions. I can deal.
And Jasper's not that much younger than you. He's in his 50s.
Yeah.
So he's not exactly a spring chicken. He's also a librarian who owns mismatching socks, weird glasses that can light up. He has particular tastes of the exact things that will make people weirded off by him. That exact dress.
And
Everyone
then
has a dress.
so I have like an hour before my son wakes up. I'm gonna go on a run.
Oh, I could come with you. That sounds fun.
I guess I could tag along.
Oh. Yeah, a group run was exactly what I had in mind.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. Let's go.
Tag along, but like a mile away.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's fine. It's fine. Maddie's just gonna turn and walk out the door.
And Ryan follows.
Oh no. Wait, now does Cade pick up on it?
Cades is drumming his fingers carefully on the desk, with chin resting on his palm, watching on.
Well,
Small
Autumn
smile
is-
splayed on his face.
What did you do?
Ryan does the entire time when she meets Mattie's eyes is glares at him.
Yeah, Autumn really doesn't. Is not a fan.
Wonder why.
I wonder why.
The first thing I do when I leave the building, though, is I want to try and lose.
Well, as soon as you try to lose Ryan, he takes it as a race.
Oh no.
And we have established who's better at running on this hierarchy.
As soon Maddie like turns to try and like, and as soon as Ryan tries to catch up to Maddie, Maddie's just gonna stop running.
Whoa, see something interesting? Looks at you innocently.
Had a really rough night. I need an hour of just alone time. Just
Oh.
an hour.
Yeah, and he sort of jogs back to run with Aron.
Aww.
And Mattie takes off.
And he will make some conversation with you, Aron.
Oh,
Much to your displeasure, I'm sure.
this was not the goal. I like to try to
Just
speed
dumped
up
him
a little
on
bit.
you.
That is exactly what happened.
What's exactly what happened? What?
That Mattie just dumped Ryan on you.
I'm like, this is not what was intended to happen. I try to speed back up a little bit.
He is the star of the track team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can run faster than Mattie. He can catch up to you.
Okay. I just kind of give up halfway through it and just.
Submit yourself to the conversation.
How far ahead is Mattie from everybody?
So Mattie has sped up to be pretty far ahead.
Oh, god dang it.
And is taking a twisting path very
I guess
purposefully.
Aron would just cut his losses and just deal with it, because this was not...
I mean, Ryan's not annoying to talk to. I mean, most people are annoying to you, but he's not dumb.
It just wasn't the intended goal of this to be
No,
stuck.
it wasn't the intended goal of the run.
I mean, it was Ryan's intended goal.
It was Ryan's intended goal. He wants to hang out.
I'm just like...
You guys spend some time running, and I mean, he's not the worst conversationalist in the world, especially when you're, like, not putting anything back.
He's kind of so awkwardly
It's like you're listening to a podcast. Because he when he realizes you're not gonna, like, talk with him, he kind of just talks at you to, like, fill silence.
I'm just like, okay.
Sounds like something Ryan would do.
I just imagine mostly awkward, just like, okay.
There are some awkward pauses. It's like, what do I talk about next? You don't apply anything to the conversation. Then he finds another topic and keeps
I'll play
going.
a little bit because I'm stuck like this, but it'd be like, okay, yeah, like small. The occasional.
The noises.
And when he, I think at some point in the conversation, Ryan will realize that you like history, and he'll direct the conversation toward that, like a topic that you like,
Ooh.
Okay, there's vaguely more conversation there.
and that you want to talk about. Because he's pretty sociable. He catches on to social cues pretty fast. Though in some ways he's oblivious. He can't understand people not wanting to be friends with him.
That's like, oh, no mistakes were made.
He's
How-
somewhat
how
stubborn.
How long is this?
Once he's decided you're his friend for life, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh god, and Tim screaming.
He's like a golden retriever of a human.
And
Is how I would best describe Ryan.
that sounds
You think the conversation's going really poorly. He thinks he's awesome. He's pulling you out of your shell and like
And he's genuinely interested
You guys are
when you
becoming
start going off about different history topics. He seems genuinely interested in it, and will like try to add things that he knows and stuff.
wait a second. Hold on. I'm like, hold up.
I mean, he really isn't dumb. Like,
Well, it just wasn't the intended conversation he was planning to have, so he didn't really want to start conversation.
trying to find his
That was not the
major.
intended goal.
Track.
So this is just-
tracking is not major. That's not how it works. Your sport can't be your major. You can go into like athletics or athletic conditioning or something like that. Like physical therapy is a really popular one. Not physical therapy. What is it called? Can't remember what it's called.
Physical
Ryan
education?
is in criminal justice as a major.
Oh.
He's smart. He's hot.
He mean,
Great girl.
the reason Jane really likes Autumn and Ryan as a couple is because they both, like, give equally to the relationship. But we'll pull back from that awkward run back to the main room. Where the rest of you are sitting. Emma, Adalaie, Mara, along with Layla, Jasper, Ryan, and Autumn. Just Autumn, not Ryan, sorry. I'm so used to saying their names together. Autumn and Mary Kate asleep upstairs.
I sent off the owl, right? The
Yes.
message that we're gonna arrive here after we get permission from the capital. Nice. That'll take. How long do I think the flight is going to take?
A fair ways. You've only gotten farther away
It's
from the
night-
Moradal. It's morning now.
daytime
It's
right?
daytime. You don't have to worry about the Nighthawks.
Keep an eye out. Not anymore.
They come as their name implies. They come out at
At
night.
night, yeah.
Little known fact.
I might have to switch my sleep schedule to sleeping during the day. So I want to make sure my owl doesn't get attacked.
Yeah. Your owl's a little fretted. We're just from his very harrowing journey.
Yeah.
But Jasper takes out a deck of cards and invites anyone to play card games with him.
Okay.
And,
But like while the owl is still close by, I'd like to, use it to survey the area a bit. Look out for any bandits, possibly.
you don't see any bandits, obviously, on the trail, and you're going straight to the forest, and you are on the edge of it, so you kind of sent your owl straight over the forest.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see down into the forest. Though you do catch a glimpse, as you're flying by, of this huge city, almost, built into the trees.
Pretty.
Like, it's pretty obvious. It's about halfway through the day you get glimpses like that.
I'm gonna start drawing it.
But the Holy Sister comes down about an hour into you guys' card games. She blinks sleep out of her eyes. This Holy Sister has tanned skin and very long, curly brown hair that's sort of just held up out of the way by some stylized hairpins, if only to keep her hair out of her eyes. And she blinks. Oh, the other Kingmakers have arrived. Apologies for my lateness in waking up. My name is Holy Sister Sarah.
Nice to meet you, Holy Sister Sarah.
Might I have your...
I'm Emma.
Yes, Mary Kate finally went to sleep? Jasper
It's about
nods.
time.
Miss Adalaie is very persuasive.
I salute her while still.
Well, I'm glad someone is. Was up all night. Was a little worried. Oh yes, but Holy Sister Levithia told me to send a message, to give a message to you, in that the Holy Mother, she managed to get in contact with her mother, Black Divine III, to make sure you would have rest and a place to stay when you got to the capital. And of course that means the Emperor was informed of your arrival, and well, I suppose not all of you are here, so perhaps I should wait until you've all returned from your activities before introductions.
That sounds fair.
Well then, you're playing some sort of game? Might I join in if you could teach me? And she sits down and eagerly joins to play
camp.
what we're playing camps.
Yep.
Adalaie has not been paying attention to what game they're playing, so she thinks that they're playing poker.
That's fantastic. Some of you are playing camps. One of you's playing poker. It's great. But Matthias, Ryan, and Aron get back from a run Somehow, Aron and Ryan get back before Matthias, even though Matthias was ahead of them the entire run.
If I had to guess, went for a shorter run.
Probably. Although they beat Matthias by only like a couple seconds.
Sounds like Aron is now a track star.
I mean, Aron's surprisingly athletic. That is true. So he does keep up with Ryan. Though they did take a shorter route. They were not bobbing and weaving through buildings.
To avoid the others.
Yeah, Mattie nods to the Holy Sister and then walks up to go get Ezekiel.
Oh.
Or go check on him.
He's still asleep. Looks like he's kind of tired from having been forced to stay awake for a couple hours in the night.
So, Emma.
But Mary Kate gets up when you walk in and is like, okay, sleep is over.
How many hours did you? You only got like.
Like an hour. It's fine. I'm good. Let's go. And she walks downstairs.
Are you sure?
I'm already downstairs. Let's do it.
Emma,
Yes.
I heard you saw some shit last night.
All of us did, except for you.
Yes, I've been aware. You know, it's not healthy to keep that shit to yourself.
The thing is, I don't. Maggots everywhere.
Is that the only thing? Maggots is what made you go pale white?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, if you ever need it, I'm all ears.
My character doesn't understand where that came from at all.
But you guys all make your way to this table of cards that is being played. And eventually, Matthias sits down with Mary Kate following him, looking surprisingly chipper for having only gotten an hour of sleep.
Did she use her ability to be good at power napping?
I wonder.
I'm really good at sleeping.
I wonder. When she sits down, and the Holy Sister Sarah does a quick head count. I believe that is all of the Kingmakers I was informed of. Then I should make introductions now. You will all hear. The Emperor heard of your wanting to go to the capital and sent a envoy to help your journey there to be easier. He sent his own personal familiar. I should go get him. His name is Adalaie.
King's familiar.
The Emperor's familiar.
Emperor's familiar.
And the Holy Sister leaves the room and comes back with a dark-skinned man with dark green hair and small brown deer antlers. His eyes are similar color to his hair, and he wears a very nice sort of suit, almost.
What was his name again?
His name one?
Adalaie. And he...
Emperor.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Kingmakers. My name is Adalaie, familiar to the Emperor Skycaller, and I am here to guide you to the capital.
Nice to meet you as well.
And he bows.
I hold out my hand to shake.
He does the noble shake where it's like the top of your hand.
Okay. I just mouth to Mattie, this is so weird.
It is a pleasure to make the acquaintance of Kingmakers so early on in your journeys here. I hope the Empire will leave you with nothing but pleasant impressions. and be nothing but courteous toward you.
Already
Mhm.
failed.
Cades is noticeably sinking into the corner, trying to avoid Dalavir's gaze. Like, very... trying to make himself smaller in a corner, even though he's bright pink and shiny.
I'm gonna do
Can't he
that
turn
thing.
himself into something else?
Yes, right now. That's a great idea. Poof! Let me turn into my butterfly. Mattie wants to do that
He
thing.
said he didn't just turn into a butterfly. That's just his favorite form. He can turn into other
Yeah,
stuff as well.
yeah, he can turn. But I'm trying to avoid being seen. Let me magically transform.
Now I'm just imagining Cades doing a magical girl style transformation and just
Yes.
doing the Sailor Moon pose. That's very Cade style, though.
Mhm.
I want to do that thing that real friends do when there's uncomfy eye contact. And every time Adalaie tries to make eye contact with Cades, Mattie wants to intercept it.
Cades has been very good at when Adalaie came into the room, he stepped out of his line of sight. So Adalaie hasn't noticed that Cades is in the room yet. He's been like, in a hallway, diving into a cupboard, diving behind the church pews.
So, Adalaie,
Yes.
how long do you think it'll take to get to the capital?
Well, from Outram, no more than a week's travel.
And what if we want to go grab some more Kingmakers?
Well, it depends on the detour,
I think they're
where you're wanting to head.
in the opposite direction of us.
Yeah.
Other than that sharp left turn that apparently they made. So.
Again, it depends on where they are.
Is it possible once we get to the capital that you can, not you specifically, but someone can go out to go get them?
Of course.
Maybe you specifically.
Perhaps. It depends on if you have their exact location. I tend to use travel stones for my transportation. If you don't have an exact location in mind, things can get iffy.
No, we have an exact location, or at least our last location, on a move map.
Then, when we get back to the capital, I will inform his lordship about that.
You are familiar. Can you not sense the magical presence things?
I mean, I can sense yours now that I've seen your faces, but I'm not in possession of that sort of magic.
Mm.
I'm gonna turn to Emma and give her the shut the fuck up.
I didn't say anything.
I hope your stay in the Empire has been pleasant so far.
Yeah.
No.
For me, it's been pleasant because I have not been going out.
Did you run into dangers on the road?
Well, they were.
Shadowlings.
Well, no, they came into an encounter with a rogue blinding mage and a couple of the shadowlings and Balakars. Oh, well, that's certainly unpleasant. I'm sorry for you. Even most commoners don't find those who live with them, don't particularly find them pleasant.
A lot of light-eating squirrels.
The black squirrels, pests, but they're kind of cute in their own way.
Yeah.
I heard it almost tried to eat Mattie whole.
Yeah,
They just
he
make
is,
my
I
hands
suppose you do glow, don't you?
glowing.
They probably aren't nearly as friendly if they're trying to suck out your life essences.
They were plenty
Oh.
friendly until I tried to get them off of me.
Well, that sounds like a black squirrel. Insatiable and stubborn. Creatures of the forest there.
Greeted essentially by a mist demon.
Oh, the smoke demons that live in
Smoke demons.
the forest. There aren't that many of them, so you must have exceptionally bad luck.
Yep, sure.
Or fate.
Probably should have talked to Mr. Mouse about that.
Mouse, that is Wolfgart's familiar. Yes, I've heard of him. Controls luck.
Unfortunately, we have a ton of bad luck, apparently.
Yes, perhaps we'll have to take that up with him.
Blessed us with good luck after we met him, so
We did encounter that. Okay, to be fair, we did go looking for the maid.
Have you encountered many familiars on your journey?
Quite a few.
3,
Not
4.
about a handful.
Any I would know?
There
Well,
was
Mouse
the
is
one in the circus.
An Everin
The
familiar.
circus one.
Yeah, the
There's the one in the
prisoner.
circus.
Don't recognize the name. She must be an Andrathis familiar. I know all of the ones that attend Cloudvale and the like.
We also briefly had a moth, I think.
He gets a weird expression on his face at that. He wouldn't happen to be pink, would he?
Nah, he was orange.
Ah, okay. Must be another Andrathis familiar then. Looks up in the distance.
Cade suddenly turns self-orange.
Oh, he's still pink in the corner.
Yeah, but this place is iffy, especially with my son upstairs saying that very pointed, like, hey, if you go upstairs, if you're so iffy about this, go upstairs, Cade.
Gets your cues, and when you're kind of distracting Adalaie to look away from the stairs, he dives and then just flies up them so he doesn't have to worry about creaky stairs. Shooting you like a thumbs up and like a thank you sign.
Quite dangerous here, especially since we were thrown into this world
Yes,
unwillingly.
it is quite strange.
Very
But I
better
can
than
answer
Sonya.
any questions that you have about the Empire. I would fancy myself having unique insight, considering
do
I
you
was
have any
alive for
accurate
most of
history books?
Yeah.
I do not carry around tomes of knowledge with me, but I have lived through most of it, so.
All of them seem really skewed.
Do you have one of the forbidden ones? At least in the capital?
I mean,
the
only the
church
court
don't really
forbids
like.
books. The Empire's libraries are just as full as any other.
I
We'll have
say
to visit the
anyone who
library
bans
when we
knowledge.
get there.
And only very devout followers of the court tend to follow that practice in any case. It's rather outdated, so I've heard. Holy Mother Black Divine is all about the sharing of information. One might say she's a little crazy about it. Let's just say libraries were her passion in common life, and they have continued to be her passion in holy life.
The librarian.
She's very adamant about where they
Are
go.
you said you have travel stones, that's just for you, right?
Yes, and it's not my sort of magic. I have the Emperor cast the spell. I can control the earth and plant life. It's my specialty.
Earthbender.
I am an elemental fae, and I have a proclivity toward them earthen-based magics.
So
Earthbender.
how old are you? Oh, that's rude. I didn't mean it like that.
Age for the fae is different than that of humans.
How many human years have you lived?
Too many?
Thousands.
See, that's not what I was wondering. Did the names Typhon, Sherlock? It was Holmes. Typhon, Holmes, Athena.
I'm afraid not. No.
Artemis.
No,
None of that?
no.
Oh, my memory is a bit shaky on my earlier years.
Huh.
Unfortunately. Things fade over time.
What was the other?
I can
thing
attest to that.
Are you considered quite old for human years? Oh, that's probably rude, sorry.
65 and yes. Also, watch it.
Queen Regent
She's a
Yvette hates it
grandma.
when I asked her
Oma.
age. She was positively livid the rest of the day. Emperor Skyquiller had to spend all evening apologizing for me. It was quite amusing, though.
Miss Adalaie here will go around convincing people you have brain damage if you get on her bad side.
Hey, that was just cheesy. I had no idea what people were like here, and if they even accepted people who sounded
Good.
like they were crazy, which we sounded like we were crazy.
Especially since no
Like,
one here
that's
knows what a bus
talked
is.
about when they were back in the real world, at least the real world to us. It's better to try to
Get it.
fit in with the people.
I understand it was
Is this a
strategic.
fever dream?
Hmm?
Is this a fever dream?
Mattie starts pinching himself.
You're awake.
I'm pretty sure we've both been injured badly. Like me and Aron, I'm gonna put.
True.
And can you have a dream inside a dream? I don't know how sleep works. So.
Typically.
I mean, it could just be hopping into a different dream and then
Just
hopping back in.
inceptioning each other. Anyway.
Yeah.
Adalaie
I've had
looks
dreams within dreams
all
before.
of you.
You hear me?
Well, you're traveling with a shadow hunter knight, so I presume we're traveling at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is there anything you wish to know about the Empire that I might, or any of the history outside of it that I might be able to share with you? 'Tis why the Emperor chose to set me. I'm one of the most knowledgeable beings on the face of Althara at the moment.
What do you
Are there
know?
any trusted people? Are there any people that you trust? Now, they don't have to specifically be human, but we also need to find at least one.
I
Fae.
mean, I only know of one or two Fae that escaped the binding, and they have made themselves rather scarce. Sylvis and Delta, respectively. But that I know of. I am aware that Sylvis makes his home somewhere in the Mere Grove and has turned himself into quite the villain, but he has always been rather slippery. That is his rather whole thing, so... and Delta has disappeared off of the face of the earth quite some time ago, so...
Or not.
Interesting. Out of character, Sylvis is Silver Tongue, yes?
Out of character. I guess we'll have to figure that out.
Totally.
You enjoy your own conclusions.
Maybe we can go after Delta. They sound like they're nice. Knows when to get out of a situation.
Well, if you can find them, feel free to inform me. We weren't friends quite, but I would consider us close. Back in the olden times. I would quite like to know if they are all right.
Will do.
Don't inform me of your exact location, though. Keep that in. Thank you very much. I have no intention of putting them in any grievous danger, despite the fact that I don't think I live a rather heinous life. Considering I live in the palace.
We got the lowdown from a couple other familiars.
Yes. And
totally
people I trust in general. There are 3 other familiars that each belonging to a member of the royal family within the palace itself.
Mm-hmm.
Decilia, bonded to Thala, the youngest daughter of the wind. Joseph, bonded to Queen Regent Yvette. She works sea magic, and Arix, bonded to the young prince, Rain, and he works flame magic.
What was the last familiar name?
Arix. We've worked together for quite some time.
It's only fair that you're an elemental in that case.
Yes, we are all one of a sect.
For the Fire Nation attacked. Better keep an eye on that Rain kid.
What about the Emperor? What's his? Wait, never mind.
What?
Is there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, actually, I've been really curious about the You know, never mind. Never mind. It's fine.
Question.
No,
How easy?
please.
No, it's fine.
We'll come back to it then.
How easy is it to get permission to get into the Grove of Mirrors?
I mean, considering your status, I imagine it will be nothing more than a conversation and signing a letter,
All right.
passage, and then inviting a candling of the night to come take you there.
All right.
Do you have a question about the Empire? Do you guys have guns?
I don't know what those are, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm
Boomstick?
mentioning the others. So it was definitely one of the 25 of us.
Yes, but which one? And why 2 shots?
2 shots? There was only one.
There was one person dead, but there were 2 shots fired. Did I not tell you guys this?
No, you shared that with them.
I mean, yeah, you mentioned.
Well,
Maybe he missed.
Maybe it's
No, they definitely both hit their target.
Wait.
if I had to guess, there was someone else who was shot.
Yeah,
Right, but
it
there
was a
wasn't
knight.
like a...
There was a knight.
Is this some sort of weapon?
Yeah.
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 May I ask the circumstances?
Oh.
We just kind of found them.
We found a dead member of the... Something of
Left-
iron.
Order of Steel.
Order of
Order of
Steel.
Steel.
Why did I put iron?
Yeah, it left dead in the middle of the street. Like,
Yeah,
his
just...
members didn't even like try to bury him or anything.
It's quite odd. They must have been fleeing then, but that is odd for knights. They tend not to turn their back on a conflict if they can help it.
But-
The other
It
guy
was
had
a-
guns involved that might have persuaded them otherwise.
Mhm.
Ask to what a gun is.
It, fires
Imagine a crossbow, but significantly more powerful.
That
And it shoots
sounds
little metal balls instead.
terrifying. No offense. It does sound terrifying.
Yeah, but,
We all have fireworks.
I'm afraid not. I don't know what those are.
Imagine a
Well, I mean, we
crossbow-
do have fireworks, but they are made from magic.
Mm. Ever seen something blow up?
With magic, yes.
Oh.
Imagine that, but with chemicals, tiny, dirt, and it hurts a lot once you're pierced with a small ball at a high velocity.
Yes, the more I learn of this, the less I enjoy of it.
Yeah, we don't enjoy that much either.
like a tiny
Yeah.
arrow going really
some
fast.
people do.
Some people do.
Do you think a group of your ilk ambushed a man?
We think
No.
either they were attacked or... We don't think
Probably
that they
self-
Well,
were
if they were defending themselves, then it would only be proper for the Emperor to seek out a knights responsible. It would be improper of a knight to assail strangers just because they are strangers.
Well, there were 2 shots.
2 shots fired, 1 killed somebody.
Yeah, and I
So,
would hate
the
to
other-
think that...
Hit their target,
But
but there was not another body.
do you remember if there was some blood dragging behind, or...
No, there wasn't. No, it was really chaotic. So, like, I don't
I
think
will-
there...
I'll query the Emperor when we arrive back at the capital about this. It's concerning. If knights are either in danger or have put Kingmakers in danger, he would want to hear of it either way.
Pretty sure they put the Kingmakers in danger.
Hey, we can't be drawing assumptions. We really don't know the
True.
circumstance.
True.
Yeah, I'm just not trusting of nuts.
Aron, look in the background, looking off in the distance, a single tear rolling down his cheek.
Except you, Aron. You're like our unsung hero.
You're nuts.
Well,
I just
thank
have trouble trusting people who...
Power.
Power, yes.
I get it. I get it.
Mary Kate, power corrupts, absolutely.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Well, I wouldn't say it's absolute power.
Yeah, power corrupts, absolutely. It doesn't need to be absolute to do so.
This got really heavy, really fast.
Yes, it did.
Do you have any other questions? Perhaps I can leave something with a lighter topic.
I have questions, but it's not about a lighter topic.
You don't have to be lighter. I can answer whatever. That's what I'm here for.
What
What
are the-
kind of laws do you have? Sorry, I cut you off.
Laws? In what manner?
I don't know.
You wish to know the specific
self-defense?
amount of fines and imprisonment time for certain crimes?
No, I want to know, like,
The death sentence?
in the case of murder, if it's like self-defense. You
I
don't?
mean, you would go to a public trial system, and they would
You have a trial system. You have a Supreme Court.
give their trial system. They're run by a jury, council members, run by a random ballot. The trial system is more established in the capital. It's relatively new. The Emperor established it, so it's only a couple. Well, the Emperor helped to establish it. Didn't establish it herself, of course. That belongs to the one of the Holy Sisters in her time.
The
Saint of Justice.
Holy Sister of Justice. Yeah.
Yes, the Saint of Justice established it in her time. It's relatively new. So it's well established in the capital, but in smaller villages, we've been attempting to get criminals sent to the capital for trial, though considering the amount of time that takes to travel, it is. We're working out some of the kinks in the justice system. To be frank.
Justice systems.
Good to know. Mattie, ask your question. I'm sorry for interrupting.
You're fine. You're smarter than me. It's okay. I may be dumb, but I'm smart enough to realize when someone needs to take the lead, and it's not me.
And what was your question?
Okay, I have a couple. Just because I'm trying to get my bearing. Clearly, I haven't seen any evidence of people being wishy-washy towards people of other skin colors. Am I correct in that?
I don't know why. What do you mean by wishy-washy?
It's more like with other races.
Well, yeah, you can't say racism because there are actually different
Speciesism?
species, and no, because that is still racism, and we know that that's a thing here. Okay, and the Salbana, and the fact that people freely call them by an apparently derogatory term.
Yeah.
So we know that that's a thing, but like, is skin color a factor at all?
I don't know. I would be.
Just human. Oh.
That's the correct answer to that question.
Seems
Now,
quite ridiculous,
here
honestly.
is the real. Okay, here's the real.
I don't think even humans are that.
Yes. No. Your answer is you are.
The earth you come from sounds very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Just wait until these questions. What about sexual orientation? Is that punishable in the legal system?
I don't know if there's a law by it.
Is it
Is
stigmatized?
it frowned upon?
I mean, I wouldn't think so. The candlings, star-touched, are considered androgynous, most part.
Hey.
And, I mean, I'm a fae. Gender is a construct. I can be whatever.
Honestly, this world's kind of slightly better.
My partner would have left the place.
I mean, it's not to say that there aren't certain things that humans won't hate you for.
Like?
Well, generally, I'm sure you've already encountered the Salbana. And I mean, he smiles very emptily. My situation.
Yeah. And the back and forth and that, and then why the Salbana exist, and then like the fact that like, oh, Salbana exist and we're humans and we still don't like them, even though they were unfortunate people and put in an unfortunate situation for an unfortunate reason.
Let it never be said that humans are innately empathically intelligent.
Well, at least that's one constant.
Any other questions? I'm just taking...
Your favorite king?
Do you know what chocolate is?
No, I am afraid I do not.
Who is the finest chocolatier in the land?
I don't know what that is.
Summon some
Give him
chocolate.
a chocolate, give him a chocolate, give him a chocolate.
No, my favorite sugary sweet, I suppose, is... I do like a good Strelice pastry every now and then.
Give him like a dark chocolate, because I don't think they're used to the amount of sugar we consume daily.
Nope, milk chocolate. You're going into it again.
Very sweet.
It's
Defend.
It is quite sweet, but it's not awful. Its texture is much like Sterlis. And its flavor is much different.
Now give him dark chocolate.
So I have to.
It's
Yeah.
better.
Hey, I mean, it's the candy that Adalaie has in her bag. If she doesn't like dark chocolate, she probably wouldn't carry any.
I'm glad she has like the candy calm emotions.
Yep. I can summon candy.
Is that on your Logos or Mythos theme? Because if it's on your Logos, it can't be innately magical.
Okay.
You just have a lot of candy, and we're not going to question how you don't run out.
Okay.
It's the candy of
Well, I
Mary-
mean, I would have probably bought, the family packs, the ones they usually buy at Halloween. Probably would have bought one of those.
With
so
the
I
Hershey bar
probably, unfortunately, have dark.
variety.
So you do have dark chocolate. So do you give him some?
Yes, but then I mixed in some white chocolate.
Some dark
give him
and
a
white
dark
chocolate.
chocolate piece and white chocolate piece.
They're all quite
Thank you.
pleasant tasting. I honestly have a bit of a sweet tooth.
Could I have a dark chocolate?
Only if you say the magic word.
Please?
Now.
Very
did-
different reaction.
I give Emma one and give the look to Mattie.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, there's nothing else you wanted to ask.
Nope.
I'm gonna turn to the others in our group. Like, not.
Mary Kate has been furiously writing down every literal single word that has been said.
Even his description of the chocolate.
Yes, just like, oh, this guy likes chocolate. Okay, writing that's information. Writing it down.
At that,
Just
I'm gonna like look at Mary Kate and be like, oh, here are the notes I took in the library. And so like hand her the notes on like the Selbana and stuff like that.
Thank you. And she like applies them to the journal.
Oh, I give her the notes about, I give her a rundown of the notes about the Orocar as well.
Have you guys been like told what's up yet?
Do you guys know what's happening? That we're kingmakers?
Oh,
This is
yeah,
two-
one of the Holy Sisters told us.
Have you heard like the
Right.
prophecy thing?
We haven't heard the full one. Do you know it?
Yeah.
I don't. Apparently, I'm
I-
the.
I repeat it from when the sister said it.
It's all rhymey, so it should be easy to remember.
Yeah.
You repeat the prophecy.
Yeah.
Verbatim.
We imagine that Emma repeats the prophecy, and we move on.
Because I have it partially written down, but not enough to repeat it.
And like every 15 minutes, I like walk upstairs just enough to like peek my head in and look at Ezekiel, and then I just nod, and I'll make my way back downstairs.
And at Kate's, since he's now hiding there.
Yeah, when you go upstairs, kids is in the room.
In butterfly form.
No,
Okay.
he's still in human form. He's laying down, so he's hidden from the entrance, but when you go to check on Ezekiel, he's like laying under the bed pretty much. Shh. Don't. He's not coming up here, right?
I'm just no, and then I'm just gonna turn around and walk downstairs. Just be like,
Good. Leans back down.
Now, what's your problem with him?
Do you go upstairs to ambush kids?
Yes.
Let it never be said that Adalaie and I will ever get along. Ever. Literally ever.
Well,
So-
we're going.
No.
I'm not there.
But if I'm traveling with you, I will eventually have to travel with him.
Yes.
Logic tells me to get it over with. But when have I possessed an ounce of logic? Never. That's what. I'm going to continue to hide in this room.
No, you're not.
Oh, don't, please don't make me.
Eventually, you're gonna have to.
Oh, but he's so
I'll get-
insufferable. Please.
Look who's talking.
Go on the top. Now come on. Get out.
I'm insufferable in an understandably human way. Thank you very much. You won't get half of the insufferability that's going on in that equation.
Try me.
All of it is like fey politics hidden on fey politics. Ugh.
Oh yeah. I can deal with that.
Do the PP symbol every time he does something that makes you uncomfy.
Okay, can I start with him existing and just continue?
Sure.
Forever.
It has to be something he deliberately says or does.
He deliberately exists.
That does not count.
Mattie just rolls his eyes and walks away.
Is existing.
Hey, don't you walk away. You're also...
Mattie walks away.
Don't be annoyed at someone because you're deliberately existing. If you want to talk about that, we certainly can. It's not like I can read your emotions or anything, huh?
Mattie wrinkles his nose and then keeps walking.
Yeah. I'll wait. I have a time. It's planned.
You're evil.
Just,
Thank you.
I'm gonna turn around in case Ezekiel does not need to witness that ugliness. Keep that in mind. And then
You
Mattie
think I
will walk
care
away.
for the opinions of a child? When have I given you that impression? I hardly understand the concept of aging. You're tiny, and you get bigger.
Yeah, walk away.
But I'm
And if
older and I get tiny.
But it's really all your ugliness, isn't it?
Mhm.
And he's... Look, if you're going to force me to confront my fears, I'm going to be the most nasty person you could ever imagine.
I'm not forcing you to do anything. No one here is forcing you to do anything.
Have you seen this one? Points to Adalaie.
That's her.
Look at her gaze. Look at it. Look at all the things it tells you.
Well,
Well
look,
aware. She has the mom look.
It's frightening.
that's the
I
point.
don't understand it.
This is my magic. This is my and deal with it. You're nasty, I'm gonna be nasty. That's how we're gonna work now.
No one needs to be nasty. Why is
I don't gonna be passive aggressive stuff.
why is the go-to let's be nasty?
Ripping off a band-aid. Maybe he won't recognize me. Maybe it'll be fine.
Oh
Maybe
no,
it'll be
he
fine.
totally knew.
Oh, the minute
he like described you, dude.
Shit.
Maybe-
Okay, let's go. Let's
We
rip it off
said-
like a band-aid.
We said you were orange.
We said you're orange and a moth.
It won't help. It's the magic.
You could
Fair
still
enough.
you could still be orange.
Well, if I give you a lollipop, will you cooperate then?
It will be better, but it won't help the... Just give me the lollipop. I'm gonna go right now. Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay.
I can do it. And he like walks downstairs, and right as he reaches the last one, he like turns around. I can't do it.
Not doing this.
Ah! And he turns back around.
I'll poke you with my pointy stick.
This is true.
And Dalavir is sitting at a table, has been joined to the game of cards that's going on, and raises an
It takes.
eyebrow, looks up and down. Are they covering for you? I don't know, I didn't ask them to do anything.
He's a moth. He's a color.
We didn't lie.
We did lie. We boldface lied. We said he was orange.
It's close, I think. It's just a couple more skills on the color wheel.
It's like not that close to pink though.
Yes, it is. You just go to red
It
and
is.
you go up
Close.
in hue.
Look how close they are. Really close in color.
But you don't go like, ooh, I think this is orange, and they get it mistaken with pink.
I mean, if
Well,
you're
Doesn't-
colorblind, if you can't see
colorblind.
red, then that
I'm
makes sense.
colorblind.
Are we all colorblind? Communally as
Yeah.
a group colorblind now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna turn around. I apologize. Apparently we are all colorblind and we're not able to distinctify pink and orange.
Pink and orange are very different colors.
No, they're
No,
not.
Aron,
No, they
apparently
are.
we are all colorblind. The executive decision has been made.
We're traveling
We're
with this
colorblind.
group, kids. Is that the impression that I'm getting? And you've instilled some sense of loyalty? I mean, that was entirely on accident. I did not mean to be in any way appealing.
I mean, he saved our ass and he told us where you guys were. I say he's chill for now.
And traveling with you. What?
Yes.
We're returning him to the academy.
Please don't add the winks to that statement.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wonk.
Oh God.
Kate's just they kind of look at each other, and Alamir looks like he's trying to articulate a sentiment.
Y'all get
To make
y'all
this
get
traveling
along.
easier, I'm just gonna ignore you as much as I can. That sounds great. I'm gonna do that too then. Go back
Maddie's-
upstairs then. Bye.
Gonna pick a butter knife off the table and then like do a sawing motion in the air.
Tension with a knife. I get it.
Don't mind me. Just
I start laughing.
cutting
And
the
Alamir resolutely turns to ignore Kate's.
I will pull out a chair for Cades and gesture.
He sits.
I will sit down next to him.
There is lots of awkward tension.
How about we start off with some ice breakers? Is that gonna help?
I'm gonna look out.
Ooh, we should play
how
one
many
of the-
hours till dark?
Oh. I mean, the conversation took a while, so couple hours.
I'm
I'm gonna get a nap in if it's day, so I can stay awake at night a little bit.
gonna
You know.
yeah. I'm gonna go on another run, and Maddie's just gonna get up and leave.
Nope.
Well,
Kate's looks on, rubbing.
Adalaie holds them back.
Maddie
Are you
continues walking and
Yeah.
is dragging Adalaie behind him.
Can I test for strength?
Kate.
I mean, go toe to toe. You want to fight the person with super strength? Let's go.
So I got a 6 and a 5. That's full on 11.
Do you have anything to add to it?
Let's
Nope.
see.
Help keep this strong boy
I
in
will
place.
use grounded. I will use because I said so. I will use the
Grounded?
look.
Grounded, literally.
Yes. I will also use tactful persuasion, which is the look. I will use spike. Nope, can't do that. Angel of Justice, because we need to talk. And that's about it.
You have your
that's
Kingmaker
already a
cards as well that you
plus-
could add.
Oh!
Kingmaker card.
I mean, powers long forgotten. Add that too. Go right ahead.
Okay.
What's
So
that? Like a 16,
hold up. So that's 11 plus 6
17.
plus. Did you say powers long forgotten?
We still have mouse luck too. 18.
Oh, yeah.
18.
I rolled a 12.
Ooh.
Unyielding determination.
You have mouse luck as well.
You're gonna invoke your weakness. You need to set a good example. Running away from your problems isn't a good example.
Mm.
I'm in for this. You can tell I'm siding with someone here.
Remember,
Mine,
you have mouse.
12.
Mattie, you have...
Track and field. I am athletic.
Overworked shoulder. Just grabbing you on your wrong one.
12.
I will fight you on every one of
No.
these.
Mouse doesn't have a weakness.
12.
Go.
Strength of a titan. Use glowing as a weakness in this situation, Ashley. How do you use that? Huh?
Do you want me to use that in this? I can.
Can you? How?
Okay, if you go outside, you're gonna get spotted by everyone, and they're gonna know you're a Kingmaker, and you're gonna get talked to by strangers you don't want to be talked to.
I'll take that weakness.
Are you
I'm not
just getting
actually
attention?
invoking that weakness, but you're at a 13 right now.
You have mouse too.
Mouse.
Yeah,
14.
you're 14.
Body of rock and fire. You can only hold on to me for so long. Your fingers get toasty.
Your test
15.
I had rift children. Try it.
Ooh.
I sit back down.
With all the, like, you have inhuman strength, but it's a light touch. It's not a grab. It's not a pull. It's just a hand on your shoulder and a look deep into your soul of, don't run away.
I get to add another power tag thanks to you.
Hey, my goal is to help, and also to make every interaction more tense. Let's go.
Mattie sits down very slowly.
Also, keep in mind you got help and hurt points.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use it for that.
Mattie, I'm gonna be straight up with you. We need to talk.
Oh.
Maddie's just going to, like, entire body goes, like, feline tense. Yeah, actually, I think we do need to talk.
Kate is like, if popcorn existed, I'd be having popcorn right now in the background.
Adalaie sort of passes him a kettle bag.
Takes it with glee.
Now, I've been watching you, and you need to stop. This ain't gonna help anything. You just need to stop.
What? Trying to keep my kids safe, which you seem to not...
Why do... Nope, that's not it. Why do you keep running? Just be a track star. Why do you keep running? You go for a run whenever you're upset. Where do you think you're gonna go?
There's no one who does track that doesn't go for a run when they're upset.
I second that. This is background. It's very good for relieving stress.
And it's not a bad thing to do.
What?
I didn't hear you.
I didn't hear you either.
Not a bad thing to do. It's not a bad way to work out stress either.
It's not a bad way to work out stress, I will admit that. But that still persists.
We haven't known each other that long, and so far the most interaction I have had with you is with you undermining my parental authority.
I'm not...
So I understand and I value your opinions and your concerns. They do weigh upon me. I do understand what you're saying, but we're not on solid enough ground for me to want to take that advice. It's the same thing that I did to Emma and Jane. I totally fucked that over because we're not on solid ground, and I opened a can of worms I was not prepared to deal with.
Well, maybe that's something we need to do to get on solid ground.
Open the can of worms about you over-parenting me?
Yes.
That's a pretty big can of worms. That's like
Yes.
the
biggest... It's
in
always
my
easier
opinion-
to open the biggest one before we get to the smaller ones.
I'm gonna look around the table and that.
Like ripping off the Band-Aid. You don't do it slowly. You just do it all of it.
Layla has politely excused herself from this conversation because she knows she's eavesdropping, and that's bad. Has
You rip off the
physically
Band-Aid
pulled
too.
Autumn and like her whole group, Autumn, Jasper, Mary Kate. He's like, no, I want to hear the drama. Dragging them all away and herding them upstairs, and like, this is a private conversation.
I'll be
If you
straight
rip
up.
off the a blueberry.
I don't
If you rip
mean
off a band-aid too fast, you just reopen the wound.
true.
Thank you, Emma. And even with all the shit I
Exactly
did to
what
you,
Mattie did to us.
Yeah.
I'll be slow with this one. Yeah.
This was like the least slow way to rip off that band-aid. You do realize you're not Ezekiel's parent.
I do know that.
Then why are you acting like it? I'm his dad. I am his dad.
Wanna know why?
Go for it.
Well, for a long time I've been a parent. And that sort of stuck with me, but that's not the only reason why. I also understand that we are in a dangerous situation. Dangerous world, unknown. Like, literally, there were nightmares going on that could put you in a comatose. And I had an experience when I was younger that I want to protect everyone from. I don't like seeing kids get hurt. And I know you are totally responsible. And I know you don't like to either, and I see that. You protect your son with the most heart I've ever seen people in anybody. And I understand that, but it also sort of embedded me after doing years and years of this work of helping kids get out of situations, of helping people get out of dangerous situations, that I need to be the one. And I understand that I need to be the one, but I don't also need to be the one. It's hard for me. When I see a young person in a dangerous situation, no matter what, even if the parent's there.
I'm protecting him. You don't need to. And I hear what you're saying. I promise I hear you. But I am his father, and I am protecting him. He's safe with me. He is safe. He's safe. And you don't need to worry about him not being safe with me. He's my son, and there's nothing that
About the
ranks
times
above
when you're
him.
not here. I don't want him to end up.
I left him because something needed to be dealt with. That shadow monster could have gotten him. Can you imagine what it would have done to his malleable brain if he had to live out his worst nightmare? It was traumatizing for me, and I wasn't even in there as long as those circus people. I was in there for maybe 3 minutes. I only leave him when I know he's safer if I go to deal with something. Or if I really want to catch some squirrels, but we're not talking.
That one wasn't a good idea.
That was a great idea, and we solved the town's pest problems without being in danger.
You do realize they can just run back, right?
Yeah, they will eventually, but we've solved it for some time. It's like solving a cockroach problem. You're probably gonna get cockroaches, but at least you don't have them right now.
Fair. But it's since the squirrel night, I'll call it the squirrel night just for simplicity's sake.
Squirrel night's a good name for it.
Yes. I had this little inkling of just a tiny little pinprick of a splinter inside my brain. That when you go off and do stuff like that, I realize you're still a kid. 20, 21, 22, still a kid to me. Honestly, my kids are older than you. But I just feel like you need to be more grown up than going after squirrels in the dead of night.
Notice that as soon as you call Matthias a kid, his face glazes over and he is completely done with this conversation. He's like, okay. I hear you. And then he gets up.
Oh dear. This does not sound fun.
At this point,
I am glad.
hi, yes, maybe I'm gonna call a timeout in this conversation right now. There's a lot of unpleasant emotions, and you guys have powers that tend to boil over when you're emotional. So maybe, like, you go on that run, we play more cards, take a breath.
Mattie goes
timeout.
upstairs.
Just emotional timeout.
That's a good idea.
Because honestly, I don't want to be in a cart with this tension hanging over there, and I know immediately when I get in that cart, me and Adalaie are already going to be adding to it. We don't need more. I'm going to be real. We're going to be glaring at each other the entire time. I can feel you glaring right now, Adalaie. I'm not even looking. And Adalaie looks up. I wasn't even looking at you. I can feel your soul glaring at me. And as people storm off to separate parts of the house, we pull back from our intrepid adventurers, and our perspective shifts backwards in time, hundreds of years in the past, to the end of a war. The dour form of Adalaie sits on a far hill. You could feel a pull in his gut, directing him back toward his keeper. Even the word made him angry, but still, he sat. The Emperor was asleep, as mortals were wont to do. He was free for the night. He turned to look down the hill as another sensation pulled at his gut, and he felt his lips curl into a snarl unbidden at the sight. Delta was prowling up the hill. He was in a form made to look like a wolf, pure white skin, marred only by cracks of glowing red that drifted out from his eyes. His paws were covered in black metal tipped with light blue spikes. Blue heart. When he got closer, Adalaie couldn't hold himself back. Come to gloat. Say I told you so. Delta's form shifted. He was always surprised how short Delta chose to be. White skin with a matching pattern of glowing red scars leading from black eyes. His hair was also white, worn long in a ponytail. He looked better than when Adalaie saw him last, which only served to make him more angry. How dare he? How dare he come here, free and fine, after all of their people were either dead or in chains? Gloat. Delta shook his head. You must think me a scoundrel, Adalaie. Came here to apologize. Too little too late, Delta. Go before the humans catch you too, and Delta cut him off with a wave and a small, sad smile. The bastard had no right to make that expression, not after what he did. Don't catch me, Adalaie. Evading humans is my specialty, after all. What do you want? I already told you, I just want to Save it for someone who cares, you poor traitor! Delta sighed and played with a stray hair that had escaped from its band. So that's how it is. After centuries, after war, nothing's changed, has it? Go back to your humans, Delta. Spare me your wretched presence. Shouldn't I be saying that to you now, familiar? Delta's voice was cold and his gaze was unwavering. Adalaie felt like he had been stabbed and then had the knife twisted, but he held his gaze. Delta looked away first, shaking his head. Sorry. That was too far. I know you're hurting right now, Adalaie. Don't call me that. Right, sorry. But you were always the smart one. And I need to know if you've a plan or a lead that could... Nothing can undo this, Delta. Besides, aren't you happy? Your little humans won. There's no big bad fae coming in the night to take them away any longer. The tangle is collapsing. Elshana, his voice caught, is dead, and I'm the familiar to the man who gave the order. Adalaie was stopped by the hug that Delta enveloped him in. I understand we're not friends, Daddy, I get that. I know we believe in very different things, but this... No one wanted this, so even if you hate me, even if you want me gone forever, I'll always be here. I'll never stop trying to fix this, even if you've lost hope. Adalaie cried that night, body racked with sobs at everything he'd lost as Delta held him silently crying his own tears with him. And if only for that night, everything seemed like it might get better, even if it wouldn't. Even if Delta could never stay, always too loyal to his Salbana than to his fellow fae. Even if more often than not their meetings ended in shouted words and broken hearts, Adalaie knew that Delta would keep his promise, and if Adalaie gave him a real plan, he would follow through to the letter. So he began to scheme, and by the time he stopped, he was far too blinded by his own machinations to realize just how far he'd pushed Delta away. And with that, Kingmakers Episode 8, Past, comes to a close. I've been your Master of Ceremonies, Ashley, and with that, we'll see you all next time.